Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2011 action-adventure thriller film Colombiana, starring Zoe Saldana as Calalea, the Colombian orchid. I think that's what her name is based off of, or what the name of that Colombian orchid actually is Calalea, and her name is that. So this is, the first 20 minutes is her as a kid, and her father works with this Don Luis in Colombia, who doesn't want him to leave, but he wants to leave, and then like they say, yeah, you can leave, but then he's hunted down anyway. So she watches the death of her parents in her own home, and then takes the microchip that her dad gives her, brings it to, some US federal agency in Colombia. Then she gets sent to Miami, and then she evades there, takes a bus to Chicago because she has an uncle, Tio, in Chicago, and her mother's mom, I think that's what it is, grandmother. So she lives with them. She wants to learn now how to be a killer to take revenge, right? So eventually 15 years go by, and she's going on a killing spree, but she has no ties with her uncle anymore because she's not in the family business, but she's in her own revenge business to get the attention of this Don Luis, who's now in America somewhere, right? So she's branded as the lipstick killer or the tag killer, and so it's now a matter of, there's a prison break, there's a jail break, there's guys getting eaten by dogs, there's guys getting eaten by sharks, there's just wild kill setups that she's going through. 22 deaths, and then she's working on the 23rd, and then eventually the massacre at the end of getting to the bottom, and how dare she target her family, because then her grandmother and uncle were targeted as well. So it's a revenge story, and it's interesting because at one point you realize, okay, well, she's clearly the villain of the story, but you're rooting for the villain, so it's a revenge story. It's a I'm gonna root for you to get the revenge, but then like she has to play the villain card with the FBI agent because like, let me threaten his family, that way he will help when I need his help, kind of a thing. So it's a, I don't want to root for you, but I should root for you, but I can't, but I will. So it's an interesting kind of push and pull in regards to what you're going to do in regards to rooting or not rooting, condemning or there's a word, expolating? No, expolating is not a word. Is expolating a word? I'm going to look that up after. You're championing someone. We'll just use champion. Are you going to champion this character? I definitely need to know if expolating is a word, because it felt appropriate to say, but I also feel like it has nothing to do with this. Expectorating is expectorating. What's the word that means spitting? Expectuate? Accelerating? Couldn't tell you. Making up words. We're going to look these things up afterwards. Anyway, I liked the progress of the story. It's pretty long. It's about 2 hours long, but I wasn't bored at any point. We had first 20 minutes was her as a kid, then we get the flash forward, and then it's a matter of how does then the government start to track her down? Well, it's because her boyfriend, who is kind of her boyfriend, who she's seeing sometimes, and this is the first time she actually sleeps over after a night with him, and he takes a picture of her on his phone while she's sleeping, and then a friend gets the picture, and then they're trying to figure out who the girl is, and then it starts to circulate into the database. So that's how the FBI started to get their hands on her. If she didn't sleep over, wouldn't have had the rest of the film. So it's all because of that one night stand with him. Well, not a one night stand, but deciding to stay with him for a night, which then led to the remainder of the projects. But it was very neat seeing Calalea being so deceptive, being so receptive in regards to what's going on in the surroundings, always being on her toes, just the action sequences. And Zoe Saldana is an incredible actress to begin with, but she does a lot of really neat stunt work as well, and we've seen that in a lot of her different projects. Avatar, we've seen her do that a lot of as Gamora in the Guardians franchise, the Avengers franchise. She's a very talented individual who's been in a lot of great franchises, but it's neat to see her doing a lot of great stunt work along with the acting abilities as well. So Zoe Saldana is an incredible human being who does incredible work. This was a great film. On to the next review. Mahalo.